Good evening, friends. Now you can hear me. I turned off the microphone while that lovely little music was playing. It's lovely to see you. I see my friend Martha, who I saw out walking today, is here. I see my friend Joe is here from New Smyrna Beach, and Nancy is here from that part of the world too, and another Nancy from the DC area. It's wonderful to see you, friends. Hello, Arnie. Good to see you. It's good to be seen. It's good to have you here. I'm delighted to welcome you to our humble yet festive abode here tonight. I know these are just the craziest of times unlike anything that any of us could have probably imagined. These are the sorts of things that we would think that our grandparents went through. And yet this is the time that our generation is called to stand up and endure something pretty hard together, separate, in our own houses somehow or other. Because I am always one who sees the glass as half full, but there's room for more in the glass, I decided that tonight I would light a candle, not only for remembering all of the things that we have lost and are missing here in 2020, but a candle of hope going forward. And that candle of hope seems to be burning pretty strong tonight. If you are so inclined, oh, Maria, it's wonderful to see you. Buenos noches, mi amiga linda. I'm so happy to have so many of you here. This is a great time. We're going to be here for a good hour or so, and oftentimes what winds up happening is that we go longer than that. But I'm planning on an hour because I wasn't really thinking that this was going to be the big weekend to get everything ready to ship tomorrow, to go to family and friends who are not going to be seen on the holidays, not things that we're going to be carrying, but are going to rely on the postal service and the big shipping carriers to carry for us. And tomorrow is the big day to get them out if you want to get them there on time for Christmas. So like everyone else, I have a pretty long to-do list of things to do tonight. But the most important thing to do right now is this, our 11th annual winter holiday vidcast. And this is a great time to share this on Facebook. Let your friends know that we're here. Let them know what we're up to. We're up to mischief is what we're up to. I always think that the more the merrier, as it were. And I do want to take a moment to for those of you who are not yet sure what you're going to get for gifts for people, that I am going to be taking a load of stuff up the gravel road to our post office tomorrow to send. And tonight only, I'll put this here for you one more time. Everything on the music page at the website, 50% off, one night only. Doesn't count shipping, but it counts all of the other stuff. So that means that CD downloads are like $4. Kind of a pretty good deal if you're trying to figure out what a unique gift is for family and friends. And I would be delighted to personalize anything for them. And of course, that means the Treasures in My Chest book and album too. And in fact, I have an even better deal for that. If you are comfortable using Venmo, $20, and just put your address in there in the Venmo, and the book and CD will be on their way, and that includes the shipping. And since I see that my Lincoln neighbors Lillian and Michael are here, I'm especially thrilled to put in a plug for the album Treasures in My Chest, because Michael's brilliant upright and electric bass work is all over it. So all of that fun stuff tonight. It's one day only, but I would be happy to personalize those gifts. And of course, if you live close by, we can arrange to not involve any of the shipping companies. I normally drive 40,000 miles in a year on tour, and I have barely done 20% of that. So I actually don't mind getting in the van and driving a couple miles to make a delivery. To Carol and Jim in New Hampshire, it's wonderful to see you too, friends. I'm so happy you're here. And because I'm doing all my own production work here, hopefully I'll remember to turn on sound, turn on cameras, do all of those kinds of things that that make a vidcast watchable in the first place. I find it funny that the first time we did this 11 winters ago, was a big, huge snowstorm winter, and lo and behold, for the first time in a long time, we've got a big December snowstorm perhaps taking aim at us in the middle of this week, and it will at least feel like Christmas here and around this living room. So tonight, I'm pretty much got a few things I want to sing and a few things I want to say, but I would love to play and sing a few things that you might like to hear too. So for anything from Traveler Through Treasures in My Chest that you might want to hear, by all means, stick it there in the live chat. If you're trying to figure out how to get into the live chat, maybe this is the first time you've done one of these YouTube live things, it's really easy. If you have any kind of Google account, whether it's Gmail or Google Docs or YouTube, you just sign in and you should be good to go. You should be able to hop in the chat and say whatever you'd like. And so with that, a very happy holidays to you from our humble abode here to yours. And I will say that tonight we are working on Wi-Fi because the little cable adapter for my Ethernet seems to have gone on a diet and shrunk to the point where it's not connecting with the laptop anymore. So we're working without a net in the open air tonight. So that sort of implies that technical gremlins, whatever we can do to ward them off would be good too. How high is this mountain that I've fallen down? How far have I tumbled to be here? And how long must I climb to see sweet sun again? Out of this valley of despair. Falling down, how far have I tumbled to be here? How long must I climb to see sweet sun again? Out of this valley of despair. And how heavy is the cross I am bound to bear? How long an uphill march lies ahead? And how will I keep my heart turning to stone? Lift my face to the light instead. How high is this mountain that I've fallen down? How far have I tumbled to be here? How long must I climb to see sweet sun again? Out of this valley of despair. Must I roam to find a promised land? How many miles more to Calvary? How many lonesome nights till I find that star? Set my course straight and true again. And how high is this mountain that I've fallen down? How far have I tumbled to be here? How long must I see sweet sun again? Out of this valley of despair. Out of this valley of despair. There we go. How high the mountain these long, dark nights of solstice season. So I'm going to ask real quick, how is the sound balance between the voice and the guitar? Everything sound all right? I see my cousin Claudia is here. Yay, cuz, it's good to see you. And of course, it is definitely a different kind of holiday this year. And I want to say that I appreciate even more than ever being able to see at least your names and your words here in the live chat. And I think of you, and I see your face in my mind, and I think of a moment or 10 moments that we've spent together. And for this, I am deeply grateful to each of you. Thank you to your good health, to your better company, and to a better year next year. I was thinking what I wanted to do tonight, and what I wanted to do most of all was be here for a little while, to be here with you. And the music, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes me happy. I haven't done this one at a vidcast in a while, and it's one I wrote with my longtime friend and bandmate Les Thompson, and our good buddy Chance McCoy. Chance was the West Virginia state fiddle champ for a couple of years, but he's not only a fine fiddler, but he spent a few years touring as the guitarist for the Old Crow Medicine Show. The news came out of southwestern Virginia and southern West Virginia earlier this week about yet another coal company turning its back on its workers, declaring bankruptcy, paying out their stocks, and leaving them holding the bag. And I always think to myself, the timing of these things often seems like it's done almost on purpose, right around the holidays. And I think, what have these poor folks done to have deserved this? So I'm thinking of the coalfield towns tonight, and those folks trying to figure out what next. May we help figure out something better. This is called Made by Hand. Granddad was a union man, worked deep beneath the ground. Say a prayer in the morning, and again to see the sun go down. Day from night by lantern light to earn enough to eat. By Saturday moon on the mountainside, the fiddle move their feet. Went in the mines at 14, took a wife at 21. Raised 5 kids in the holler like his daddy done. The company cut costs and corners everywhere it could. Still every Sunday they gave thanks that they had it good. But I know the times are changing. They say progress is good. Do we honor honest work like my granddaddy would? The eagle soaring high, would he recognize this land built upon the sturdy backs of those who made by hand? Daddy left these mountains for the mills of Ohio. Rolled a steel that one strip the land. Laid the railroad tracks that can't bring back the lives they made by hand. For I know the times are changing. They say progress is good. Until we honor honest work like my granddaddy would. The eagle soaring high, would he recognize this land built upon the sturdy backs of those who made by hand? Hey, hey, hey. Along for West Virginia, her hard blue rolling hills, memories of childhood, I hear those echoes still. But my family star is vanished, but no trace I could find. For they even tore the mountain down where Granddad used to mine. I know the times are changing. They say progress is good. Do we honor honest work like my granddaddy would? The eagle soaring high, would he recognize this land built upon the sturdy backs of those who made by hand? Built upon the sturdy backs of those who made by hand. Made by hand. It's only on one Virginia night, and a couple of those live download recordings too, I think. I got room for making another album sometime soon, but I'm not ready to do it just yet. I would like to be in the studio with real people all at the same time again by the time we can do that. And of course, it's the B string on this guitar that's messing around tonight. I've heard it said that the G string would be the downfall of Western civilization. I'm here to tell you otherwise. It will be the B string. Count on it. Can everyone hear okay? Is the vidcast going all right? This whole doing it on Wi-Fi thing makes me nervous. I'm trying not to think about it too awful much. By the time 2021 rolls around, I will have a working Ethernet connector to my computer again. So, what a strange year. And despite all of the stuff that's gone so totally wrong this year, somehow or other there have been high moments. For one thing, oddly enough, don't tell anyone, but we live with a middle schooler who is home all of the time, doing school online at home. And somehow we're managing to not only make it work, but get along most of the time. I can't imagine if my parents had been incarcerated with me when I was 13. If my mama is here tonight, I apologize for all of that because I was a mess. But man, would I have really been a mess had we not had an excuse to get me out of the school off the school every day. So one of the things that happened in 2020 was I finished this book and this album, and Just a stroke of marketing luck that it showed up a couple hours ahead of me coming back from my last tour on St. Patrick's Day, pulling in from 2 days of driving to Texas and back. And there it was, treasures in my chest. I'm deeply grateful to everyone who helped make this project happen, to my cousins who participated in it, to my wife who put up with it, to the musicians, especially my neighbor Michael, who helped me bring it to life, but most especially perhaps to the ancestors who inspired it and hijacked my music career completely in so doing. I've been trying to touch the past. I want to know just why I am. Reach back through the mist of time. So much I want to understand. You were a child once like me, full of wonder, full of pain. I know sometimes that you were scared. I know that sometimes you were brave. This is the only life I have known. In part you gave it to me. Look behind or look ahead. You are woven in the thread in my web of mystery. I'm still trying to touch the past while the present slips away. But I've got to know how your part goes before those pages fade to gray. You were old once like me. I wish that I could see your face. No one else knows what's past our eyes. Hurt and anger, love and grace. This is the only life I've known. In part you gave it to me. Look behind or look ahead. You're woven in the thread in my web of mystery. Someday, centuries from now, like coaxing amber into flame, since I've left a verse or two behind, someone might still speak my name. Someone might still speak my name. Someone might still speak my name. Web of Mystery. I am so happy to see my longtime bandmate and friend Stephanie is in the house tonight. Wonderful to have you here. Michelle suggested earlier that I play this tonight, and I've played it to the last couple of vidcasts, so I try to play something different, a few different things each time. But then again, maybe if I keep playing some of the songs from Treasures in My Chest the next time that we're actually in person in the same room together, you'll be singing along on the choruses with me because you've learned all the words. And that's kind of cool too. Stephanie helped make this one beautiful. Tonight, we are live from my little town. They close our road on the 4th of July for the kids to ride by. Streamers on their bikes, red, blue, and white, let the judges decide. Bring a dish to share, your favorite folding chair, try to stay cool. We read the famous words, just like we heard since we were kids at school. In my little town, renamed for Honest Abe, somehow it became where I put roots down. Graveyard stones hide more than bones in the red clay ground. And these sunken gravel roads wind back in time and slowly disappear. The last dairy farm keeps holding on another year. In my little town, in my little town, when the fire breaks out, when the roof caves in, when the snow's piled high, times are worse they've been, and progress of the present brings the future crashing down. Stand up with each other here in our little town. Try not to blink and miss our little town. The holiday lights, cold winter nights, herald angels sing. From door to door, just like each year before, firelight caroling. And we pray that it lasts, cherishing our past until it's gone. Where neighbors still wave, stories we still save to pass on down. In my little town, in my little town, when the fire breaks out, when the roof caves in, when the snow's piled high, times are worse they've been, and progress of the present brings the future crashing down. Stand up with each other here in our little town. Try not to blink and miss our little town. A world of change swirls around our little town. I was not expecting that one to be as emotional as it is tonight. As I look out my window and I see the lights of the village through the thinned forest in between. This would be the time of year when we would be making plans to go door to door caroling. And of course, this year we're ringing bells from our porch. We'll do something. We will be together in some way. I pulled out this guitar and I didn't have anything figured out that I wanted to play on it yet. So this reminds me that it's a lovely time to let you know I'm kind of doing tonight's show as much to have you here and to do things to help fill your well a little bit. So if there's something in particular you'd like to hear tonight, I make no promises that I'll remember all the words, but I'll surely consider it, and I will surely be grateful if I can pull it off for you. I see that my dear friend Eva is here from Placerville. I was hoping you'd be here tonight, my friend. From the Gold Rush country to the Blue Ridge foothills, we are coast to coast now. Actually, I do know what I want to play on this. There are some songs that have just come up and come up and come up some more this year. And I made something of a plan tonight, but I decided to let the chips fall where they may a little bit too. And yeah, that one. I had a cousin find me out of the blue this week. Another one from my dad's hometown of Bristol, Connecticut. She shares a special piece of ancestry with me and my family. And my young cousin Mike, who also lives in Bristol, who I think is here tonight. By the way, I see that my phone is lighting up, and it looks like from the live stream, everybody who is here is hearing everything okay. So I'm assuming that that's lighting up because of your generosity at the PayPal and Venmo and all of that. And for that, I thank you ever so much. Reverend Joe is here. And guess what I opened with tonight? How High the Mountain. I haven't played it at a vidcast in a while, but tonight I did. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Yes, you got the right title. I feel bad because I played it, but at least I played something that you wanted to hear. This is a song I wrote after my 5-year walk with my 3 times great-grandfather. And I'm hoping that this new cousin enjoys the copy of the book and the CD that she got. And I'm not sure if she's heard this song yet or not, but if you have, you know the story of him and his unit's twin failings at Antietam and at Andersonville. And you probably know the chorus well enough to sing along to it too. This is Artis Culver. My name is Artis Culver, it's summer of '62. I traded in my papers for a uniform in blue. I took Abe Lincoln's bounty and Union swore to save. What I've seen since that day haunts me to my grave. We were farmers, merchants, clockmakers, and I knew all their names. Some escaping trouble, still others seeking fame. Proud we marched down Main Street while Bristol rang her bells. None would know our destiny, to glory or to hell. Whoa, I can't escape the dreams. Whoa, don't you hear their screams? Whoa, and I will kill no more. Whoa, let them fight their civil war. Put on a train to Maryland with but a single drill to Antietam's killing fields. Upon that cornstalk hill, we faced their fiercest legion and withering hail of lead. And terror ran while rebel yells echoed in our heads. We dug graves for many days, watched my lifeless eyes, then marched with rifles at our backs and hands that fought at our side. Little Mac called it victory, but for failure we were blamed. If I might survive this war, I vow to clear my name. Whoa, I can't escape the dream. Kill no more. Whoa, let them fight their civil war. Surrounded the siege at Plymouth town, till our white rag of surrender stopped the shells from raining down. To Andersonville through gates of hell, its deadline we had crossed, when they paroled my skin and bones. But soul had long been lost. I am artist Culver, my breath is fading fast. Tell my wife and children I love them to the last. The curse I leave this world with before the fighting's done is those that vote to start the wars be those that face the guns. Artist Culver. For my cousins, all of my cousins on my dad's side who share that story amongst us. And I see my young friend Nate is in the house, which means that I can wish you a proper happy 16th birthday straight to your face, friend. How cool is that? Happy birthday to you. That's very cool to have you here tonight. I appreciate it very much. It is certainly probably the strangest birthday you'll ever have. Let's hope. Oh, yes, we can do those. We can absolutely do those. And I see that Amy and Steven and David are in the house tonight, too, which is lovely. Cheers to you, friends. I have to say, I feel sort of guilty that I cannot let this aroma of this lovely Fraser fir through the wires here any way, shape, or form. It's just been smelling marvelous for days, and it's just such a treat. And literally, our neighborhood nursery is up our gravel road and up the other end of the village. And so we've never actually properly tied the tree down on the top of the van. It's sort of a bit of a redneck operation. We sort of throw the string over the top, run it through the window, and whoever's sitting in the middle seat gets to hold on to it. And we put the flashers on, and it's downhill all the way, so we're just holding it back from sliding off the top and right down the windshield. And luckily, in all of the years that we've lived here and all of the years that we've gotten our tree here in the village, we have not yet dunked one in the middle of the road. Here's to not ever dunking a Fraser fir in the middle of the road. And here's hoping that whatever Christmas and Hanukkah aromas are in your house are as pleasant as this. Okay, so now I got some requests to work with. I brought all of the guitars because I thought y'all might have a few things that you wanted to hear. Speaking of my grandmother, she kind of inspired this song too. By, I don't know, just by example of expecting us to do a little bit more for those who have a lot less. I miss my grandmother very much this time of year, all times of year, but especially at Christmas time because we would gather at her house. I recently wound up with these movies that my grandfather filmed with his 8mm camera. And the oldest of them dates to 1947. So here's my dad at about 11 years old, and my grandparents, younger than us, I think, at that point. And just going about their lives and stuff. No sound, but in color. And then there's the one that my grandfather shot of his only grandson. I was 1. And there's a little bit from a holiday at my grandparents' house. And of course, I'm spending most of my time with my cousin Claudia trying to get me to play the piano, which I think I did about like that. And my cousin's trying to console me from whatever I was pissed about. it's kind of a cool treasure now to be able to look back and see those things. And sort of, I was watching the film and it was almost like I smelled my grandmother's kitchen again. I certainly have never forgotten the lessons that she taught us about how you do a little thing because it was the right thing to do, but to never lose faith that the good ones will always matter. Rush hour traffic going nowhere. The merge becomes a contact sport. Frustration boiling over. Tempers growing short. The suited man bucks the trend at the toll booth. Lets the grandmother in. He knows the people that we share the road with have loved ones waiting just like him. Good things matter long after they're done. Good things matter, each and every one. Good things matter, no matter how small. Good things matter to us all. Street boy behind a playground fence, with teams picked, game in full swing. His braces hold him back from what his glasses show. He is not good at this thing, but the bigger boy who plays a game with natural skill and grace says, here's my bat, take my place. He knows the final score is more than runs across the plate by the pinch hitter's smiling face. Good things matter long after they're done. Good things matter, each and every one. Good things matter, no matter how small. Good things matter to us all. Linger for the old one's words. Let a child know she's been heard. Ask a wallflower to dance. Give mistakes a second chance. Smile at strangers on the street. Share the table where you eat. Leave the extra change behind. Fight fear when color's blind. Kind words to chase the gray. When things are hard, find a way. It all comes back someday. After they're done, good things matter, each and every one. Good things matter, no matter how small. Good things matter to us all. Good things matter. Good things matter indeed. Oh my goodness. So y'all are picking out the songs for me. This is lovely. That's saving me from the trouble of having to think about it a whole lot. And there's so much that I would love to say to y'all. So I'm going to do two things real quick. Two things. One is, for those of you who are still doing the holiday shopping thing, let me just pop a couple of things on here for you real quick. There is the best sale of the year happening right now, and it's only until tomorrow, because that way I can actually get them out to you in tomorrow's mail, and that's a lovely thing. I will be happy to sign them for you, all of that stuff. Use that code VID20. You can use it as many times as you want between now and like noon tomorrow. Good Things Matter is on Beyond Borders, so if you think that's a great gift for somebody, by all means. But you can also get Treasures in My Chest, the book and the album, And there's two different ways you can do that. One is you can do this discount here through the website, or you can go hit my Venmo account, and I'll show you how to get to that in just a minute. $20 gets you the book and the album on CD, shipped tomorrow, signed by the author, but only tonight. And only going out tomorrow. That includes the shipping. That is far and away the best deal that I am able to do on that anytime during the year, but it's the holidays and it's been a hard year for so many people. If it helps you with your shopping, that's really the biggest thing for me. I'm delighted for you to want to gift the music to people, of course, but the biggest thing is to try to do something useful to make somebody's holiday a little bit more special. And if I can do that for someone in your world, then I will be the happiest guy I know. How do you get to that Venmo account? That's pretty easy too. We can do that through the donate page, which, by the way, thank you so much for everybody who's been doing that. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. This year, not being on the road, not being able to do shows locally, not be able to do much of anything except play for you from my living room. The fact that you're willing to come over to my living room warms my heart, and it's been your gracious generosity that's helped make that happen a whole lot. So, but if you want to go and hit that Venmo, $20, put your name and address and who you want it signed to in the little Venmo note, and I will take care of it tomorrow. I'll take care of the shipping. I want to just make it easy for you. If there's somebody in your family who's gotten interested in family history, there's a lot of really helpful tips in the book, as well as some of the stories that you just can't make this stuff up. I'd like to think that it's both entertaining and educational, but that will be up to you to decide. Anyway, that link is also from my donate page it's pinned to the top of the chat. So you can get to that any old time you want during the show tonight. And it's also easily accessible from my homepage tomorrow too. So, or, any old time, it's right there on the homepage. So I'm going to play one for my friend Joe in Florida and one for my friend Joe in Syracuse. And they're not the same songs. So here we go. This is for any of our families who have loved ones in harm's way far from home tonight, that we might be free to have these passionate disagreements and discussions amongst ourselves safely here at home. We light a candle of hope tonight, and a candle that they return soon, safe home. In the shadow of this dark mountain, where the sun but rarely shines, blessings fair, hard to come by in these cold, black, damp Kentucky mines. But there ain't nothing to hold our young ones, since this mountain's heart ran out of gold. There's no future here in this holler, so we wave when they leave down that road. But the same moon shines wherever you are. Now listen when the night wind starts to moan. Now light a candle when darkness falls. Pray till you're safe home. Mountain boys, they love their country. They never shy from a fight. But it's so hard to let our daughters answer the call to glory's light. For every mother hopes her children will someday have more than she's known. In these hard hills, hope is precious, and a better life is a gambler's throw. But the same moon shines wherever you are. Now listen when the night wind starts to moan. Now light a candle when darkness falls, and pray till you're safe home. when duty called the desert sands. Now the bloodroot and dogwood blossoms can't hide the work of war's evil hands. But the same moon shines wherever you are. Now listen when the night wind starts to moan, and I light a candle when darkness falls. Pretend that you're safe home. But the same moon shines wherever you are. Now listen when the night wind starts to moan. Light a candle when darkness falls. Pretend that you're safe home. Safe home, from Something Worth Standing For, as is this next one. Paul and Susan are here from Texas. It's lovely to have you over to my little house in little old Lincoln tonight. We've done all the trimming, we've done all the decorating. I've done my best to keep the gaudiest of the ornaments out of sight. Let's just say I'm not the only one who decorates in my house, and it's a labor of love and loving everyone being able to do what they want to do. But when it comes to time to do a concert, we're gonna kind of make sure there's nothing like sticking out of the back of my head or a ridiculous Santa stuffed something. Anne is here from New Hampshire. I'm so happy to see you. How lovely. Oh, and that's perfect timing because before we're done, I promise, live and in person, but the recorded version with Rachel Taylor's cello, and her mom Lisa singing and drumming. Oh, it's really, I'm glad that you got to hear that too. Yes, I have a dram to the holidays not only on the list tonight, but also poured and ready to go when it's time. Meanwhile, this is for my other friend, Joe. Hurricane flags flutter and warning the highway to high ground. Unmoved all morning, the least of the least. Phantoms in plain view, begging a ride, begging for rescue from under the bottom line. Onto the TV they're suddenly seen, looking through you and me, bored like each one of us, naked and crying, somehow left behind. Hope sputtered and dying, scattered like matchsticks, flood waters preordained, tempest-filled teacup, the driftwood of Pontchartrain, call out for mercy, but there's no answer when we ask how it went so wrong. Can you believe these times we're living in? Can you believe these times we're living in? And can you believe these times we're living in? Somehow overheated, the road to salvation as we lose our grip with each revelation of unholy deals, fleecing the faithful, shattering vows, cracking the crucible to steal from the people. Was that Jesus' teaching? We recite the words, but lose their meaning. The princes and pundits, cloaked in theocracy, heresy while thieves in the temple are looting our liberty. Is this what it comes to? Power and preference, executive privilege, for or against us, wrapped in the flag. Discredit dissenters while they tear down all we hold dear. Can you believe these times we're living in? And can you believe these times we're living in? Can you believe these times we're living in? Can you believe these times we're living in? Can you believe? Indeed. I want very much for some of these songs that I wrote for Something Worth Standing For in 2005 and 2006 and 2007 to go out of vogue. May they soon. To your good health and to your better company, friends. I am honored and delighted, thrilled and humbled to have all of you here tonight, but especially one who has been on the front lines of keeping us healthy and finding a way to keep us well. I am hoping, beyond hope, that everyone in the healthcare world gets a very much needed vacation soon. I feel very fortunate that in spite of watching my touring career evaporate suddenly pretty much on St. Patrick's Day, that I've been able to keep teaching my guitar students via Zoom, to be able to keep getting out and getting my exercise on our gravel roads, that somehow we're managing to keep a roof over our heads. My wife is an essential worker, doing some important work in our community, helping our at-risk population. My grandmother was a nurse, and of course she was, I guess, 15 when the pandemic of 1918 happened. I don't know, I don't think I ever asked her if that had anything to do with her going into nursing, but one of the first things she did was did her sort of nurse training. I don't know what you'd call it back in the 20s, but she had lost an uncle before she was even born to tuberculosis. And so she went and worked at one of these TB recuperation camps in the Hudson Valley of New York when she was first starting out in nursing. And I always thought, golly, Graham, that's brave, you know? How, it never really dawned on me. The fact that so many people now are not only standing fully ready to do whatever they can to save lives, but that so many young people are deciding that they want to pursue a course and a career and a calling in medicine, whether it's infectious disease or doctoring, whatever. The admissions to go into the medical profession are off the charts right now. It makes me realize that being human has all kinds of special beauties to it that we don't always see on the evening news or in our Twitter feeds. On this night, I choose to practice gratitude for each and every one of you who are standing on those front lines between us and this virus, and I will count my blessings. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. You don't need money when you're lying cold. You can't buy your way into heaven, I am told. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. Count the good deeds that you've done. Lend your hand to help someone. St. Peter's got his list, he's checking everyone. Count the good deeds that you've done. In spite of all your troubles, all you need is on your back. Believe in all your blessings, don't worry about all you lack. Count the lessons you learn each day. Let them guide you, show you the way. Follow wise words, you won't go astray. Count the lessons you learn each day. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. You don't need money when you're lying cold. You can't buy your way into heaven, I am told. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. Song written mostly by my dear friend John Rickard. I am in this very room. We always have our holiday party. It has been 27 years we've had this holiday party, a week or two before Christmas. And this room, imagine this room packed with like 15 people. This room is maybe 14 feet long by 10 feet across. All packed in here with guitars and harmonicas, and I break out the dobro, and we sing, and this room rocks. The earthquake of 2010 didn't shake this house very much, but hearing a whole bunch of voices and a whole bunch of feet stomping along and singing and playing and being joyful together, that makes this room shake in perfect harmony and perfect resonance. This guitar was a gift to me. My crazy 7-year journey with my ancestors led me and my parents and my sister to make an epic last great nuclear family vacation to Ireland and Scotland, the land where most of my people came from. And to be able to meet living relatives in various places along the way was an amazing experience. This guitar came home with me courtesy of some fourth cousins who live in County Antrim on the day that we visited Newtonards, where my McKnight family comes from in County Down. And this guitar was made in the town of Newtonards. When I got home, of course, I still opened up the case when I got up in the morning and looked at this guitar, and I realized it was real. It wasn't a dream. It really happened. And I thought that every time I picked it up, music just came out of it. It just wanted to be played, but it wanted to create things. And so I thought that the first song that I wrote should be on this guitar, should be something honoring those ancestors that we all had come from. Now, we were in Ireland and Scotland near to the summer solstice, so it was light, really late, 11 o'clock. It's still pretty light out. And I got to thinking, as I was sitting there with it, it was this time of year, and I had a show to do with my friend Justin Trawick, and he had asked everyone participating in this concert to play one holiday song. And I really wasn't in the mood for chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I don't know why. And so I thought, well, you know what? This might be the time. This might be the place. This might be the theme. This might be what I should do. And so I decided that I would write something about those ancestors, but about imagining what the holidays were like. And now understand that in the 1850s in County Down, maybe things weren't quite as hard as they were in the rest of Ireland. Northern Ireland was more of the Presbyterian Ulster Scots, and they hadn't suffered quite so badly during the famine years, but it was still pretty tough go of it. And I got to thinking, what would it be like to be there around the winter solstice and Christmas and stuff? And I realized that, well, it probably gets dark at about 3:30, 3:45 in the afternoon. And that would be hard. And the kinds of work that my ancestors did, one was a weaver, another worked in a lead mine. They worked on boats out on the Irish Sea. It was really hard. And it wasn't the sort of thing where you would get paid holidays, probably. And I got to thinking, you know, it must have been pretty dark and pretty despairing. And their lives were hard. They lost kids. They lost spouses, and somehow or other, when this time of year rolled around, they found some way to find joy and hand down hope and hand down their genes to us, right? So I decided that I would write something about those winter holidays and their times. Now, I will say that I was sort of thinking to myself, sort of tongue-in-cheek, that they found the holiday spirit at that time of year somehow or other, but it probably had something to do with some other spirits that they were pretty good at distilling too. So before I do, I offer you tonight a wee toast to your ancestors who are responsible for you being here, and my gratitude that they have done so, that you are here tonight. Cheers to you, friends. And family alike. This is a dram to the holidays. A flickering candle, a cold window glass, brave and small in the dark. It's beamed like a lighthouse on winter shores. Guide me safe home in its glow. The wee ones a-slumber deep in their beds, tucked close in a room much too small. Their dreams burn brightly, far more than they should. Have reason enough to believe. Lord, give them a reason to believe. Raise a dram to the holidays, long may they last. With hopes for the future, dance with ghosts of the past. Hold tight to the best of what's been. We're still here at the holidays again. They come home off the water and souls. But outside, the revelers filling the square, voices raise hymns up on high, proclaiming that Christmas is nigh. So raise a dram to the holidays, long may they last, where hopes for the future dance with ghosts of the past. Hold tight to the best of what's been. We're still here at the holidays again. The longest of nights gives way to the dawn. Its radiance christens the sea. There's sweets in the oven, a log on the fire, and an angel rests high on the tree. Blessed angel, keep watch over me. So raise a dram to the holidays, long may they last, where hopes for the future dance with ghosts of the past. Hold tight to the best of what's been. We're still here at the holidays. Raise a dram to the holidays, long may they last, where hopes for the future dance with ghosts of the past. Hold tight to the best of what's been. We're still here at the holidays. Indeed, finding sparks, steady flames, sturdy illumination of hope. I want to remind you of something tonight that you might not have thought of. And of course, I'm going to be tuning while I'm doing it, so I don't know how clear the sky is here tonight. When I was out for my walk just before sunset, it was sort of cloudy, like we were going to get a nice little sunset. But if it is clear late tonight before you go to bed, step outside, put on your pajama hat, bundle up against the chill, or not chill, and look up in the night sky for a few minutes. For tonight is the peak of the Geminid meteor shower. I always think that it's easy to be amazed by what astronomers and cosmologists would think of as everyday kind of stuff. Easily explained. Why it happens, when it happens, how it happens. But I still think there's a magic in star stuff. And maybe shooting stars are one of them. I have a friend whose job is, she works at NASA, and she translates astronomer speak into plain English for the rest of us to enjoy. And she works on the Hubble Space Telescope program. And they've been doing a Hubble Advent calendar with some of the most amazing images that Hubble has taken over its 30-odd years in space. And of course, they're colorized to highlight different things. But faraway nebulas and galaxies and disks and just crazy cool stuff. And I think what marvelous mysteries and magic there is in a universe like this. And even as we struggle with this pandemic and all that we have lost and all that we are doing to try to get along with one another or not, somehow or other, everything else seems to keep on moving. The miracles, the mysteries, the magic too. May your holiday season have some magic in it. Unexpected surprises, joy showing up in your stockings and in your Zoom chats. It's not too much to ask. It might be as easy as stepping outside your door. And certainly, on the solstice, December 21st, when Saturn and Jupiter are almost superimposed on each other in our sky, that bright, brilliant illumination, they're still millions of miles apart, but to us, it's magic. Thank you so very much, friends. I can't tell you how much of a treat it is to have you here for our little winter holiday celebration tonight. Michelle has been sitting in the other room watching. She made us a lovely lasagna for dinner tonight, so I have definitely used up the amount of time that I have tonight to enjoy being with you, because I've got to start working on getting some things packed into a box to ship to family tomorrow too. But I thought I would leave you this piece tonight of sort of about that miracle and wonder, I suppose. This one's from Treasures in My Chest. When my time comes, don't shed a tear. When my time comes, don't shed a tear. Got all I need, and it's beautiful here. When my time comes, raise your voice and sing. When my time comes, raise your voice and sing. Sound just like angels when that joyful noise rings. When my time comes, hold out your hand. When my time comes, hold out your hand. Don't worry about me, lift up your fellow man and woman too. my time comes, yeah, ring them bells. When my time comes, ring them bells. Till we meet again, fare thee well. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I don't have the next show planned. All I was worried about was being here and enjoying these holiday celebrations with you for a little while from our homes together. Whatever you do to celebrate these holidays, may it be safe. May you be connected safely to the company of loved ones and friends. May those unexpected joys find you. I do know that I'll be doing a concert in January for sure. And you'll know about that at the website and probably here on the YouTube channel too as soon as I schedule it. There is a very good likelihood I'm going to try one of those virtual 360 shows with my friends at the Vanilla Bean Cafe in Connecticut. In February, sometime around Valentine's Day. So that's a thing to mark your calendar for. I will go ahead and put up that CD sale slide for any of you who want to take advantage of that and do some holiday shopping tonight. I will be glad to take care of that for you. Let me see if I can actually make this work properly. There we go. Golly gracious. Can't get competent help around here. It's me and my fuddly fingers. I'm really grateful that the Wi-Fi held up. It's wonderful. I'm seeing all of your names in here. Martha, Nancy, Joe, Susan and Paul, Nancy, Lillian and Michael. I'm Joe. I'm just so grateful that y'all came tonight. Thank you. I hope that music has served as a little bit of medicine for your soul in these tough times. There is always the possibility that I may randomly pop up on a Facebook Live, especially the first one of these vidcasts I did 10 years ago. I did because I had a tour crushed under 2 feet of snow. There was no leaving. There was no shows to go play. And of course, times were hard. And I was like, oh my God, maybe we can do this like video webcasting thing. And maybe people will come because everybody's all cooped up across the East, you know, from like South Carolina on north. And sure enough, we had like 200 people here in our house the very first time we did it. I remember that ustream.tv or whatever it was. So it is lovely to be able to be here with you from coast to coast tonight. And it's become somewhat of a tradition to do this when it's the holidays. But I also sometimes like to do it while the snow is falling outside. So maybe keep an eye Wednesday night, Thursday. You never know what might happen on Facebook Live. I'm just so filled with love that you're here tonight. Thank you ever so much. Thank you too for all of the generosity that you have been showing in the Venmo and the PayPal and the Square and everything. It is so hugely appreciated. Being an independent artist means being completely dependent on the people who like your work. And I am so very glad that you have liked my work enough to be here with us tonight. So with that, a happy Hanukkah, happy holidays. I will be on Facebook later on, I'm sure, to say hello and to say thank you again. But while I'm looking at you face-to-face or singing for you face-to-face, I'm really glad that you are here. May you have the most lovely of holidays. Thank you for being here. Take good care of your good selves. And remember, the number one first commandment, mantra, rule of order in Corona world is to your own good self first. Be kind, because none of us knows what we're doing here. Just be gentle. Do what you can and do the best you can, and it will be all good somehow, some way. Thank you so much, friends. Happy holidays.